Hello everybody, Imminent Storm here, and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 3, our Germany tutorial playthrough. In our last episode, we finished our conquest of France, and we've begun to then subsequently reorganize the military a little bit, and we've also sent a contingent up north to Denmark to conquer that country. We also set up a fighter screen here in the western part of Germany to protect against any strategic bombers coming over from Britain here that might give us some trouble. So this episode's probably not going to have a lot happening in it. We're going to be doing a lot of kind of housekeeping to kind of recover a little bit from our war with France and to get ready for the next stage of the campaign here. So let's go ahead and get things started up as we start to move into Denmark here, which this really shouldn't be too big of a deal. Let's look at their victory points. They only have 3 victory points here. The hardest one is going to be Copenhagen here, because you got crossings here across the straits. So if they have any units defending here, they could potentially put up a good defensive fight, because we're going to take some significant penalties as we try to cross over here. All right. In the meantime, before we get too much further along, the other thing we really need to do is come in here and take a look at our technologies. Okay, because we've ticked over to 1940, so we now should have new technologies that are going to be now efficient to research during this year. So let's take a look here. The infantry, 1942, so we're not going to worry too much about that. Our engineer, you know what? Actually, let's improve security units up to the top, because we're actually going to need that now. Because now we have garrisons and MPs down to try to suppress any revolts in our newly conquered territory. I'm going to throw these at the bottom there. Not too worried about that. Airborne infantry, that might be interesting. Again, I'm going to kick it in at the bottom. Not too worried about it at this point. Amphibious warfare equipment. That might be useful to put to the top, because we do have some Marines queued up, and we are going to be using the Marines potentially sooner rather than later. So, desert warfare equipment, jungle warfare equipment, we don't need to worry about those. Armor, we've already got them working. Heavy armor, 1941. I mean, I could potentially push that ahead, but I'm not going to worry about that. Super heavy tanks, 1943. Yeah, let's not worry about that right now. Armored cars, and all of these guys here: anti-tank barrel, anti-tank ammunition, anti-aircraft, artillery. Actually, let's take those and let's push those to the top. It's a lot of stuff we just threw to the top. That should be alright. This is going to basically really improve the units we have, so we're going to want those. Light cruiser, main armament. Let's put these in the queue. I'm not going to push them to the top. Small warship radar. That's going to be useful. Landing craft. We'll put that in there as well, but we're not going to push it to the top yet. We'll queue that up. Sonar detection equipment. And we'll just queue all this stuff in. Heavy cruiser, battle cruiser stuff, and battleship stuff. I'm going to queue it in, but I'm not going to worry about it too much at the moment, because we pretty much have most of the ships we're going to be building already queued up anyway. And I don't really foresee us hopefully not going to be needing too many more than the ships we have. The only real reason we would, rush any more ship construction is if we take some losses, which I'm really hoping we don't. So, bomber stuff, that's already queued up, it looks like. Fighter stuff, that's 1941. Advanced aircraft design, that we might want to get right away. Industry, agriculture, that's going to be important, because that's going to improve our manpower. We're doing pretty well on manpower, but we'll still want this. Industrial production, industrial efficiency, we're definitely going to want those. You know, as we see, we're going to start pushing stuff off the bottom here, but it should be alright. We're going to get some things that are going to be completing soon, so that'll help things here. Theoretical jet engine, that is another one we definitely want to get our hands on. Okay, so these we're just going to leave at the bottom. Radar, I'll just leave that at the bottom as well. Supply production, that's an easy one to research, so we'll just throw that to the top. Nuclear research, I'll queue it up, but I'm not going to worry about it. Strategic rocket development, yeah, let's go ahead and push that to the top. Alright, now we've got all these we need to queue back up. Okay, now... Ooh, superior firepower, we want that. Hold on, let me take a look at that. Okay, that's just another technology that finished. Mobile warfare, I want to make sure spearhead doctrine. Combat width. That's a one-time tech. Let's go ahead and push that up. Combined arms. Allows production of self-propelled rocket artillery. Yeah, let's do that. Infantry warfare. Slow concentration. Let's just make sure that all these guys stay queued up. And again, make sure that everybody stays in the queue. Make sure that anything that isn't queued up is queued up. Okay. Alright, so we should be good there. Now, what do we finish here? Okay, we got some transports. Let's put them there. So I'm going to put them there, merge them up. Okay, so, yep, we're pushing into Denmark here. And, yeah, we haven't even hit any military units yet, so... we just need to push deep enough in to get... the victory points. So, no problems there. Yep, looks like, yep, we can manage to cut them off. So, the only units that are going to be able to defend Copenhagen are the units that happen to be here already. Now, why did these guys stop? You guys need to get over there. Get over there. Get over there. Okay. Alright, we got some more garrison units here, so let's go ahead, let's take it the revolt risk. Alright, so actually it's not too bad here across France. People's Army advanced. Okay, good. And what's this? Military access from Yugoslavia. Alright, fine. So let's see where we want to put things. Let's just kind of spread them out around here. I'm putting them in the cities just because I feel like it. Let's see. Let's spread you guys around. Do I have more of those being produced? Yes, I do. Okay, so let me just check and make sure my... I don't know why my supplies keep going down. Elastic defense advance. Okay. Okay, more transports. Okay. Look at the air map mode. Let me just see... Are we actually getting strategically bombed at all anymore? It doesn't look like it. We had some air battles here. But I don't see any successful bombings. So that's good. And let's see. Where is... Oh yeah, we had them in Amsterdam, didn't we? Yeah, we're still pretty banged up here, so just let them continue to repair before we send them back out to try to engage some more. So, all right, now as we finish this off and take a look at some things here, we do need to kind of make a decision because I have been talking this whole time about our coming war with Russia, but we do actually have two options. The first option is to try to engage, Operation Sea Lion, which is the cross-channel invasion of the United Kingdom, and try to take England out of the war. That's a possibility. The other one is Operation Barbarossa, which is the invasion of the Soviet Union. Which is the other possibility, and kind of what I've been angling towards as my first... That's kind of the first thing I want to do. The difference is that if we can take out England first, because they are a potential problem. Because they're not only... our force under attack again. Not only are they going to be launching strategic bombing raids against us, they could potentially engage in a cross-channel, invasion of France, which could potentially become a problem. But the problem with Russia is that, at least in this game anyway, the longer you let Russia go, the bigger and bigger and bigger their army gets. And I'd rather try to catch them before their army gets too large. So, I'm thinking we're going to go ahead, we're going to follow the sort of historical route, in that we're going to take out Russia first, and then swing around and just hope that we don't have a D-Day invasion while we're trying to do that. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to need a couple of corps. Let's see, what do we got here? We got the 7th Corps, they're all motorized. Those are the mountain troops. I want to take a couple of corps here. I'm actually going to disconnect them. I'm going to take a couple of corps of foot infantry. Those guys are tanks. Those guys are motorized. Those guys are tanks. These guys are foot. Okay, so let's grab these guys as well. Let's bring them over here to basically form a defensive force here in case, England does kind of comes across the channel. And in the meantime, what we want to do is we need to start garrisoning or fortifying this border with the Soviet Union. Alright, what do we got here? We got the Dresden. Okay, let's put that out there. And let's put this guy there. Okay, so what I actually want to do is we're gonna use a single theater for this entire front. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna break things off you know, because we're going to reorganize the whole command structure. We're going to take each of these cores and we're going to basically just break them off. We're going to arrange them how I want, and then we're going to restructure the command structure, you know, to reflect the way things are arranged. All right, so these are infantry. We're going to go ahead. We're going to grab these guys. Actually, let's disconnect them. We're going to grab the whole core, and let's bring them up here. Okay. And your infantry as well. Greater support advance. That's good. We're going to disconnect them. We're going to grab the whole core. And I'm going to set these in sets of 3 provinces. So we one for there. So let's bring these guys over here. Alright, now those are Vichy France stole technology for basic bomb. They're our puppet. What is up with that? Okay, whatever. Okay, so let's just go ahead. We're not going to move these guys into position yet. We'll just get them out of the way. This guy's got cavalry in it. Okay, I'll think about what I'm going to do with those guys. Alright, so these... Alright, so we did these 3, we did these 3, so we got these 3, so let's put them there. Okay, so while we're working here, I'm just going to take this entire core, I'm just going to march in there. No need to be subtle about it. Okay, so they're all on the move there, so let's see, then this next army over here. You are all infantry. Okay, so let's bring you over here as well. Alright, so we did these 3 here, so let's do 1, 2, 3, let's bring them over there. These guys are all infantry as well. Alright, so we did these 3, we did these 3. 1, 2, 3. So we should be able to bring them there. Oh, that's an army. Army out of the way. Alright, so these guys. Oops, I want to disconnect them first, then select them all. Large front advance, and we enforce conquer on Denmark. Very good. Alright, and then we got 1, 2. Okay, so let's actually just bring those over there. Now, what we're going to also have to worry about here at some point is the Hungarian border with the Soviet Union and eventually the Romanian border with the Soviet Union. Because Hungary is currently in our faction, and Romania should join at some point. So, I'm going to have to put some forces in here to help stiffen their defenses. After the German occupation of Denmark, British forces swiftly took possession of Iceland and the Faroe Islands to counter a possible threat of German invasion. Okay. I don't know what goes on there, but that's fine. They can do what they want. Okay. So we're going to get a decent garrison along this front here. Alright, so here's our theaters. Let's just bring our theaters together. And here's the army group. We're just going to disconnect that. And this is the... Is this the army group? No, that's an army. Hold on. This is the army group. Okay, let's disconnect the army group. Let's just do it this way. Okay, so we have OB West. We have the First Army Group. Okay, so let's actually disconnect the First Army Group from OB West. And bring the First Army Group over there. Okay, so I'm going to start just stacking the command units in places where I can find them. Alright, so we got core. The Fourth Army is all by itself here. So let's go ahead and put armies there. We got Here's Group. We have the Third Army. We can just disconnect the Third Army. Bring them to Brandenburg. Okay, so core, First Corps Army Group. Alright, so First Army. Let's disconnect the First Army. Bring it here. Second Army, will disconnect it. And bring it here. The Fifth Army, we'll go ahead and disconnect that. Bring them over there. We got, let's see, Navy, Air Wing. Okay, OB West. It's by itself. Okay, so now we should have armies and army corps. Just by themselves at the moment. Okay, so here we go. We got... Actually, what I want to do is I want to grab OB West. Let's actually bring them to Paris. So I'm going to use them as a theater command for the occupational forces in the West here. So we're actually going to take these guys. We're going to... I'm going to take the Third Army. I'm going to bring that over here, because I'm going to assign these corps. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to spread these troops out a bit. Let's just spread these guys out a bit, just to form a kind of a little bit of a defensive force here, just in case something happens. Okay, now we got this whole set of guys up here, but okay, so we've begun to arrive, so let's start to spread these out here. And we're spending, you know, 2s and 1s because they're sets of 5, so they don't spread out very evenly. So we're just going to go ahead and take care of getting these spread out, just so that we have a force along the whole border here. Guerrilla warfare advance. No, these aren't in position yet. We're getting there. Has the Winter War started yet? Yep. Okay, so yeah, the Winter War started between Finland and the Soviet Union. Alright, let's take a look at our revolt risk, just to see how things are going. Yeah, see, the areas where we put our garrisons out are green. Yeah, Poland is almost all green. Luxembourg is still not quite happy, but that's reducing, so we're good there. Now, for our production, why does that keep going down? You know what, I'm just going to have to manually control it, because something goofy's going on here. Let's see. Do we need anything else queued up? Okay, so we've got... Okay, so we got the radar stations, we've got the garrisons, we've got the remaining tactical bombers, we have all of the ships queued up, we've got this armored division, and the carriers are starting to get a little work done. We still got some stuff that needs doing there. One thing also I might want to do is start building. I'm not sure they're actually going to get done in time, but let's just start putting some radar stations down over here. And those are pretty cheap, so we'll just move them to the top and let them sit there and run. I really like the prioritize upgrades, but I don't know why it's putting my supplies at like nothing when I clearly need 66. So that's really strange. Oh well, we'll keep it on manual control, which means we're going to have to micromanage it a little bit more than normal. Alright, so now we got these guys over here, so let's go ahead and move them off. And that should be sufficient there. Alright, so now we got a whole line of foot infantry. Now, one thing I wonder is... where is Romania? They're drifting towards the Allies. If that becomes a problem, we may have to deal with Romania. I may have to conquer them and then take their section of the front myself. But we're gonna have to see. Alright. We gotta keep our eye up here. Make sure we're not wasting IC, because for whatever reason that the automatic control isn't working. Alright. So we need to continue to reinforce the north. Let's find the rest of our corps. Okay, so there's another infantry corps. So let's disconnect it. Let's grab the whole infantry corps. And let's move them slightly behind the front. You are another infantry corps, so let's bring you and set you there. The second corps, that's another infantry corps. Interception tactics, okay. Disconnect them, select them all, bring them down here somewhere. Here's another set of infantry. Bring them down. Over here somewhere. Just kind of eyeballing it a bit. Alright, so they're all moving. Those are armor. Those are random oddballs. And their armor, they're more random oddballs. Okay, see, there's something else in there as well. Move those guys off. Okay, those are motorized. those are armor. These are motorized. These are armor. Okay. Now, one thing I want to do here is I'm going to click on these cavalry here. Is there anything we can do to upgrade them? Let's see, I can make them motorized. Make them armor, heavy armor, light armor. Let's see. Let's just upgrade them to motorized. And so they should actually show up here. There. Yeah, they are. Let's actually push them to the top so they get done. Alright. Yep, so they're actually in the process of being upgraded to motorized infantry. Alright, so those guys are moving in, and alright, then we need to figure out what we're going to do with the rest of these. So let's actually just disconnect them. Disconnect them, disconnect them. Those are already disconnected. So already disconnected. And this core, okay, so that's... Let's bring them all down here. Now what's the revolt risk in there? It's green. Interesting. Okay. This is irritating. So we're bringing all these down. Alright, did these guys... Yep, these guys are spread out. So this is the 3rd Army. Let's just go ahead, let's reattach these guys up. 3rd Army. 3rd Army. And then we're just going to attach these to OB West. And so now this command structure here is going to hold the French coast. Alright, so we're getting things reorganized here a little bit. I gotta figure out what's going on here with Romania. I gotta make a decision there. But I think at this point, this is a good place to go ahead and stop it. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you next time.